Hello brothers and sisters, welcome to your 29th tutorial on HTML and CSS. In the previous tutorial, you learned 4 types of CSS positioning. In this tutorial, you will learn absolute positioning, which is the last positioning. So let's get started. Okay guys, in the previous tutorial we said that when you give an element a relative position, it means it is positioned according to how it would be positioned naturally. Alright? So with relative positioning, we said if we give an element a height of 30 pixels, in this case our div will shift from its current position all the way to the left. So we are adding 30 pixels margin from where it is right now to the left, right? Let me refresh. You can see now it has shifted from where it was all the way to the left. That is relative positioning, right? Now, I have an image inside my div. You can see right here, right? We have this image. So with absolute positioning, it is different. The element, in this case, this image, when we add a height of 30 pixels, we are not saying that shift the image from where it is to the left. No, we are saying add a 30 pixels margin from its parent right here, right? Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about here. So our image, and then I will say position absolute, right? Let me save it, refresh. You will see no difference because we have not added any of the 4 coordinates, that is top, right, left and bottom. Okay, now let me say right 30 pixels. If it was relative positioning, it would have just pushed the image from its current position to the left. But because it is absolute positioning, the image will shift from where it is right now to the right. Alright? Let me refresh. You can see it has shifted from where it was all the way to here. But there is 30 pixels margin from its parent. Right? This is the parent of our div. The same to left. If we say left instead of right, the image will shift to the left, but there will be 30 pixels margin from its parent. You can see. We can even specify a top. Let me say top 50 pixels. You can see. I can say bottom instead of top, and here I will say 0. Let me refresh. You can see the bottom has no margin here because we have not specified a margin. Okay, so to make you even understand it further, let me remove all this here. Alright, I will create 3 divs right here. Okay, they have IDs black, blue and green. Okay, let me give them width and height plus background color. Now I will target my black. Right, I will give it a width of 150 pixels, height of 150 pixels as well, and background color of black. Let me save it, refresh. You can see our box is here. Alright, now let me just copy this and then I will change the values. Here will be blue, height and width will remain the same. The background color, instead of black, let me say blue. Let me do the same here. Here the height and the width will remain the same, and then the color is green. The ID here should be green. Alright, now we have three squares stacked vertically following each other, right? Because these are block elements. Okay, now let me give my first box a position. Let me say position absolute. Let me give it a left of 300 pixels. Let me save it and refresh. As you can see, the absolute position does not affect the flow of the document, right? Now we have shifted our black block to this side, but it has not left any space. The space is occupied by these two elements. But if it was relative positioning, the space left by this black box would have been still there. So with absolute positioning, the element is removed from the document flow and no space is created for the element in the page layout. Alright, it makes the element to be positioned relative to its container. For now, the parent of these blocks is the viewport here. There is no div where they are nested in. Okay, so the parent now is the body. It is like this black box has been deleted. It is no longer with these two boxes right here. Alright, it is as if it is dead to them. Okay, now I can move this around, right? Because it is no longer with these two here. I can even say right 40 pixels relative to its parent. Now the parent is the body here. Alright. Now let me refresh. You can see now it has created a 40 pixels margin from the body. Okay. I can move it anywhere I want. I can say bottom, save it, refresh. You can see it has been moved down right here. Okay, now using absolute positioning, I will make these three squares to touch each other corner to corner, like this one here. Okay, to do that, let me remove this and give them position absolute. Alright, position absolute, three of them. Okay, let me refresh. Now you can see the two others have disappeared. Okay, now what I will do, I will give my blue box a top of 150 pixels. Let me save and refresh. You can see my blue box has appeared. Alright, now let me give it a left of 150. Alright, let me save it, refresh. You can see my blue box has been shifted from where it was all the way here. Okay, where is my black box? So to make it reappear, I will give it a top of 300 pixels. Alright, let me refresh. You can see my black box is here. And then let me give it a left of 300 pixels. This will shift it from where it is all the way here. Remember, the box itself is 150 pixels. So to move it from where it is, from here to here, is 150 pixels. And then from where it is you add 150 pixels to here, that is 300 pixels. So that's why I'm saying 300 pixel, 300 pixel. Let me save it, refresh. You can see now our box has shifted here. We can even add another box, and let me do that. Here I will say, let me say red. Here let me copy this. Now I will change this to red. Let me save it, refresh. Now our red box is nowhere to be seen, right? Now to make it appear, the position is absolute, that's okay. Now I will say top. So here is 150 plus 150, that is 300, plus this, that is 450. So let me say 450 pixels. Save it, refresh. Yeah, now our box is here. Okay, I have just realized that I did not change the color. The color should be red. Save it, refresh. Okay, now our box is here, but we want it to be here, touching this black corner, right? So to make it touch here, you just calculate. The box itself is 150. This area here is 150, and this area here is 150. That is 300. 300, you add 150, that is 450. Now I will say left 450 pixels. Save it, refresh. You can see my boxes are touching each other corner to corner. You can see the corners are touching each other, corner perfect, right? Okay, what if I want them to touch each other side by side? Like this green followed by the blue here, black after the blue, and then red after the black. It is very simple. All you do is remove this top, and remove this top. Let me save it, refresh. You can see now they are touching each other side by side. Alright? Okay, I hope you have learned something, guys. That's it for this tutorial. In the next tutorial, I will briefly talk about Z-index or Z-index. I will see you there.